Hi everyone, my name is Alex Subak, and I'm the head football coach at Smith Vocational and Agricultural High School in Northampton, Massachusetts. I've been the head football coach there for 5 years. We've had some bad years, we've also had some good years. So, for the purpose of this video, I want to go back to the very beginning and try and give some advice to the first year guys. I know for my first year, if I could go back and redo things, I 100% would. At the same time, I'm glad that I failed and I was able to learn from those mistakes. I think the worst possible scenario would have been having talent lead to our successes and not realize all the mistakes that I was making along the way. So, the first area that I want to focus on is what I think was the biggest mistake that year, and it was lack of communication with my assistant coaches. I would say that I failed miserably at communicating the day to day information. We had established a vision together, but ultimately, the three of us were not communicating properly on the day to day practices. It led to miscommunication, which ultimately leads to unclear standards, and overall, a really clunky experience for the kids. And after my first season, I did a ton of self reflection, and I came to the conclusion that I was the root of the problem. As the head coach, I think this is a good attitude to have, anyways, because ultimately you're the one who can fix the problems within the program. So for year two, I set out to be a better communicator. And this might be something that sounds like second nature to many of you guys, but to me, it was a new concept. But doing collaborative practice plans, making sure that all my assistant coaches were on the same page and that we were utilizing our practice time as efficiently and effectively as possible. And I say that this was new, like a new concept to me, because the previous head coaches that I had worked under as an assistant coach, I just showed up and that was the practice plan, whatever they had. And a couple of the stops along the way, they weren't really shared. It was each segment kind of just adapted on the fly. I got told maybe today we got an indie period, maybe today we didn't. So for me, having much more open communication with my assistant coaches, it I think it's created the success in the program that we've had, and I would highly recommend that you create some type of communication plan, because the overall vision, it's important that that's where you start, but making sure that that vision gets implemented every day is also very important, which also stems from the next area that I felt was a huge weakness in my first year, which was practice planning. A couple of my stops along the way, we did a ton of time running plays. And once again, because that's what I'd seen as a coach, it's what I felt was the right thing to do. My first year, our roster size was also small. We only had 23 players, which, if any of the coaches out there and are watching this and that's your experience right now, like, it's a huge challenge in and of itself. But I wish that we hadn't spent as much time running plays, because on the surface it looks like you're preparing for the game, but you're really not. Because the time that you're spending doing that, you're lacking time spent working on fundamentals, which actually better prepare you for the the plays that you need to run during the games. So, if I could go back, I wish that we had done more station work. With 23 guys, we could have gotten so many fundamental reps in, and we could have been a much more fundamentally sound team. Now, in year having done this for 5 years, going into year six, like, we do a ton of station work. Our program has also grown over those 5 years. We're up to 50 kids on the team. There's 7 coaches total now. So if we wanted to, we could spend more time where, like, we pull out the varsity offense and they get play reps, but we've adopted a philosophy where we want to make sure that everyone's active. So when we are doing a team offense period, we might only have 25 kids over there, and the other 25 are working on some types of fundamentals and skills. So a big piece of advice that I would give to any first-time coaches who are listening to this and looking for structures going into the summer, make sure that your practice plan has as many kids active as possible. So hopefully you found this video helpful in any way. If there's any resources that I can provide you, like, this isn't me trying to shill a website with paid resources. This is just, football has given me so much. Figured why not sit down, put together a video, and if I can give back and help anyone, more than happy to. So I'll be honest, I'm not a huge YouTube guy, so I think I'm supposed to say like and subscribe at this point, but if you want any resources, just leave a comment and I'll do my best to send them over to you. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you feel like this was helpful.